Another thing we got a couple of things here before we read the recordings report. As y'all well know, every year we have to vote to get rid of bad debt for sewer, and that's where folks has moved off, not paid the bill. And we've got a total of bad debt this year, $7,519.35. They want to write off, First Utility does for us. So, we have to do this every year to clean this up, so we have a motion. The motion, Michael Walker, second.
I'll second.
Second by Kathy. Discussion. Call the roll.
Kathy Christian. Yes. Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grimsley.
Yes.
Ken Lester.
Yes.
Buck Tipton.
Yes.
Michael Walker.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next, we have also, want to bring up before we read the recorded report about this, where we supply fire protection for the industrial park in Hawkins County. Chris, you want to?
Pursuant to a contract, I believe it was negotiated in 2014, is that right? 2014 or
2018.
2018. The city of Churchill has agreed to provide fire protection services for Phipps Bend Industrial Park. Cost of that was $20,000 per year. The agreed charge was $20,000 per year. That's not increased since 2018.
2008, sorry.
2008.
2008. So, Chad has, and Will have worked together to financially allocate costs to the services that we provide to Phipps Bend. Currently, through this fiscal year, that'll end in July.
June 3rd.
June 30th, 1st of July. It's costing us about $40,000 a year. They asked the county for an increase, went to the budget committee, and budget committee turned them down completely. Pursuant to the contract, we're required to give them a 6-month notice if we intend to terminate that contract. It's costing us
$50,000 a year.
We anticipate that the cost will be $50,000 per year. There are 2 new industries going into Phipps Bend, and it's growing. We've asked for $50,000, and we're just flatly refused. So my recommendation is that we notify Hawkins County. We'll no longer provide that protection. We're losing money doing a service that does not benefit us in any way. We would still have to respond to emergency calls there as a cooperating department.
And that $50,000 doesn't even count the equipment that we use. So it's probably a bigger number than that.
So I'll leave that up to you all. I, as the city attorney, can make a motion to terminate. I can't vote, but that would be my motion.
So we need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any more discussion?
Kathy Christian. Yes. Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grimsley.
Yes.
Ken Lester.
Yes.
Buck Tipton.
Yes.
Michael Walker.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I will take care of the notification.
Okay, thank you.
So, just a question, I'm sorry.
Sure.
But, so, we send notice that we're gonna terminate, but then the hope is that they will come back and maybe renegotiate, or just?
Well, we would have to consider any response that they would have. We're just breaking even at that figure.
Right.
But the contract requires a 6-month notice. So it's not like we're pulling the rug out from under them. They will continue to have fire certified fire protection service from us. I don't believe they'll be able to get that from any other location as close as us.
Gotcha.
And plus, you know, Kathy, determination too, it's not overworking our employees. We're going down there with a lot of false calls, correct, Chief?
Yes.
And, you know, they say, well, we could make those industries pay. Well, they can, but we can't. We have no power to make them pay. You know, that's up to the county, so
That's true.
that's what we're at.
And as the risk increases for industries that are moving into there, there's a heat treating facility that's already making plans for construction. That'll be an increased risk.
Is that battery plant, is that
What?
battery storage, something? Did that come through or not?
I heard it is, but it's not there yet.
No, that's not, this is,
No, I understand about that one, but
There's a
I mean,
battery,
there's
yeah.
another, they were talking about something with batteries and.
Making batteries, yeah. That's what I've been doing. It's not.
lithium batteries.
Do what?
Lithium batteries, is
Whole
that?
different way of putting fires out, them things.
No.
So, I think that the county's being penny wise and pound foolish by taking this action.
Okay.
By not even recognizing that since 2008, we don't deserve an increase.
No. I apologize to the audience before I read the recorded report. Is anybody here that's not on the agenda that'd like to speak to the board for any reason? You're welcome to speak. Okay. Next, we have the recorded report, cash on hand investment report, general fund, $5,643,081.94. Sewer fund, $2,686,976.83. Pool fund, $61,558.44. Appreciation fund, $1,551.67. Drug fund, $34,659.78. Total savings account, First Community Bank. General contingency fund, $3,876.59. General savings fund, $45,062.04. Restricted reserve number 1, park project, $44,850.95. Sewer hardship fund, $15,613.36. Senior fitness insurance savings, $6,554.37. 137995 local government investment fund, $766.88. 137995 10 local government investment fund, $282.18. Total CD account, First Community Bank, general fund number 1, $1,431,371.40. General fund number 2 is the same thing. And the contingency fund, general contingency fund is $1,423,842.16. Sewer depreciation is $1,346,223.28. Total checking and savings accounts, $8,544,835.03. Total CD account is $5,632,808.24. The total all accounts is $14,177,643.27. Any questions?
I have a comment to make.
Okay.
That, if you look at the restricted reserve number 1 park project, that's a new item. And I've been told by our recorder that Goins Rash Kane has required the city to have that amount in an interest-bearing account as part of the park construction project.
The $44,850.95.
44,850.95.
Okay.
That's just an explanation for that showing up as a new item.
And before we get into the rest of the agenda, to let the board know, they started on the pickleball court. Good thing is it's going, the bad thing is I had a conversation with them yesterday, and pickleball normally is, when you build these, courts, it's supposed to be north-south because of the sun. The way ours was designed, and I had a conversation with the company that the board voted to hire last night, several phone calls. They said, well, you submitted a drawing. I said, no, you all submitted the drawing. But anyway, they are going to correct it from north to south, where the sun won't be in these folks' eyes. It's gonna be a little cost there, with us helping them out, some things we've done over there, probably increased maybe 5,000, maybe not that. But anyway, the good thing is we caught it before it was finished. So we corrected that. I talked to a few folks that's involved in pickleball. I don't know about pickleball. But, we got that corrected, so that's a good look for the city. Next, we have the first reading ordinance 24-519, ordinance adopting annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year 2024-25. Chris, you want to read that? Move on with this one. We've all.
It's 24-519. I would await a motion to waive the formal reading.
I move we waive the reading. We have a motion, have a second? I'll second. Discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Do we need to vote on that, or is aye?
So the ayes sufficient. So I'll read the introduction to the ordinance. Whereas Tennessee Code Annotated Section 9-1-116 requires that all funds of the state of Tennessee and all its political subdivisions shall first be appropriated before being expended, and that only funds that are available shall be appropriated. Whereas Municipal Budget Law 1982 requires that the governing body of each municipality adopt and operate under an annual budget ordinance, presenting a financial plan with at least the information required by that state statute, that no municipality may expend any monies regardless of the source except in accordance with a budget ordinance, and that the governing body shall not make any appropriation in excess of estimated available funds. And whereas the governing body has published the annual operating budget and budgetary comparisons of the proposed budget with the prior year actual and the current year estimated in a newspaper of general circulation not less than 10 days prior to the meeting where the board will consider final passage of the budget. Now therefore be it ordained by the governing body of the city of Churchill, Tennessee as follows. Section 1, that the governing body projects anticipated revenues from all sources and appropriates planned expenditures for each department, board, office, or other agent of the municipality. Herein presented together with the actual annual receipts and expenditures of the last preceding fiscal year and the estimated annual expenditures for the current fiscal year from those revenues and unexpected and unencumbered funds as follows for the fiscal year 2024, and including the projected ending balances for the budget year, the actual ending balances for the most recent ended fiscal year, and the estimating ending balances for the current fiscal years, and we have waived the formal reading of the body of that.
So what's the pleasure of the board on ordinance number 24-519? Have a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I move it be accepted. Okay, we have a motion, a second? I'll second. Any discussion? For some that wasn't here, one thing we did do, and we'll bring up, of course, it requires 2 readings, but on our health insurance, the employees, the city paid 70% of their health insurance, the employees pay 30%, and we've changed that if it passes the second reading, if the city pays 80% and the employees pay 20%. So that helps those folks that much less money. Any more discussion?
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grigsby.
Yes.
Ken Wester.
Yes.
Buck Tipton.
Yes.
Michael Walker.
Yes.
And Ms. Lee.
Aye. Next, have the first reading of ordinance 24-520, ordinance amending municipal floodplain zoning and map. Chris, you wanna That's what we're having a meeting on tomorrow also, correct?
Yes, sir. This will be, well, because their ordinances, they require two readings. Tomorrow, a special call meeting to address that. This is a municipal floodplain zoning ordinance. We had earlier, 2 months ago, adopted some changes that FEMA had asked us to make in our floodplain designated properties. They require a more detailed revision of our ordinance. And Will has worked with, he's gone through two representatives, not state representatives, but two FEMA representatives in the state of Tennessee. Is that right? And he has spent hours revising our complete ordinance to reflect FEMA's requirements. So it might be appropriate again to waive a formal reading of these 20-some pages.
I know we waive formal reading. We have a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay.
You have all been provided a copy of this ordinance. I would ask that you reflect on what you've read, the new version of the FEMA ordinance. I think they've changed some minuscule provisions, but they've essentially added 5 or 6 new properties that people are currently building on. Yes. To the flood to the FEMA program. And this is a national insurance program that allows persons who are in the floodplain to obtain federal flood insurance. Otherwise they can't get a mortgage. The mortgage company would not provide funding. So we work with FEMA in order to accomplish those goals, and the passage of this is required in order to stay in good graces with FEMA. Do you have any additions or comments?
Thank you. So we have a motion for ordinance number 24-520. We have a motion by Walter, second. Okay. Discussion?
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grigsby.
Yes.
Ken Wester.
Yes.
Bud Dixon. Michael Walker.
Yes.
Ben Stover.
Next, have first reading ordinance number 24-529, ordinance amending job description of Park and Recreation Director from exempt to non-exempt. Do we have a motion for that?
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second?
I'll second.
Second, discussion? Call roll.
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grigsby.
Yes.
Ken Wester.
Yes.
Bud Dixon.
Yes.
Michael Walker.
Yes.
Ben Stover.
Next, have resolution 24-584, resolution amending schedule of fees and rates for the city of Churchill. You want to read that, Chris? Well, we don't need to go through all of it, do we?
I would ask that the mayor consider a motion to read only those changes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to do that. We have a second? Second. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay.
But this resolution amending the schedule of fees and rates for the city of Churchill, Tennessee, whereas the monetary amount of all fees or charges levied or assessed in the Code of Ordinances has been repealed, and in lieu thereof, the provision be inserted that the monetary amount of such fees or charges shall be established by the board, mayor, and all of us, the necessity or advisability of the same may from time to time require. And I don't think these are let me see. Under parks and recreation fees, the sports and recreation fees for inside Hawkins County will be changed to $30 per child, and outside Hawkins County, $35 per child. These are the proposed changes. Swimming pool rates, general admission is $5 per day, recommended. Season pass, $45 per person. Swim lessons, $45 per child for 1 week of lessons. Well, that's a deal. 5 days. Pool party, $200, $100 non-refundable, paid 2 weeks prior to the party. And to my knowledge, that's all of the changes.
And I might add, the $100 is non-refundable. Now, if it rains or something rains it out, it's refundable. But other than that, because we had folks in the past that we called the day before or even the day of and said, we're not coming, and we just lose that. But if it's rained out, we give them the money back. Is that the only one, Chris?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to look to see what the originals were. Well, yeah, those are the new figures. I don't have an itemization of the old figures.
What's the pleasure of the board on resolution 24-584? Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Vicky?
Kevin Bishop.
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Griswold.
Yes.
Ken Wester.
Yes.
Jeff Tipton. Michael Walker.
Yes.
Les Snead.
Aye. Next, have resolution 24-585, resolution establishing municipal court fines and costs. Chris, you want to read that?
And if the mayor would entertain a motion to read only the changes.
Changes. I make a motion. Just read the change. Got a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay.
Whereas the City of Churchill Municipal Code, Title III, Municipal Court, Chapter 2, Schedule of Fines, Section 3-201, Schedule of Fines, subsection 2, provides the Board of Mayor and Aldermen by resolution may establish municipal court fines and costs for those persons cited in the city court who elect to pay said municipal fines and costs in advance of their scheduled court appearance. And whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Churchill, Tennessee, at this time wishes to establish said schedule of municipal court fines and costs, whereas the administration of justice and the public health and welfare require it. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Churchill, Tennessee as follows. Section 1, until further amended by resolution, the schedule of municipal court fines and costs shall be as follows. Those the changes are animal violations changed from $40 to $50. Automobile part storage violations changed from $40 to $50. Improper passing lane change is changed from $40 to $50. Noise violations changed from $45 to $50. And those are all of the changes. Section 2, the municipal court fines and costs shall be adopted and become effective immediately from and after passage as the law directs the welfare requiring it. A comment of the, I think the city court is limited to $50 fine, although these construction zone and third offense hands-free law exceed that amount.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board on ordinance 24-585? We have a motion? Municipal courts and fines. I move that we adopt. We have a motion. Have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Kevin Bishop.
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Griswold.
Yes.
Ken Wester.
Yes.
Jeff Tipton.
Yes.
Michael Walker.
Yes.
Les Snead.
Aye. Next, have resolution 24-586, resolution approving WW Engineer LLC contract for sewer system upgrade. What this is the engineers we voted and chose, and then they give us the contract, right, Chris?
Yes, sir.
And that's what this is about, approving their contract.
Whereas in order for the city of Churchill to allocate and contract for the expenditure of ARPA funds administered by TDEC. Engineering services are required for the design, estimation, and implementation of the projects to be funded. WW Engineering LLC has partnered with the City of Churchill in numerous sewer projects and is uniquely qualified to design and administer the necessary upgrades for the Halston Mills Pump Station, the Churchill Wastewater Treatment Plant, the Old Union Pump Station, and overall monitoring upgrades to the sewer system. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Churchill authorize the mayor to enter into a contract with WW Engineering LLC, authorizing the design, assistance with procurement of contractor and services during construction of the proposed sewer system upgrades. Said engineering services will approximate $97,700. This is the contract. There's probably 100 and some pages. This contract is a product of the National Society of Professional Engineers, the American Society of Civil Engineers, the American Council of Engineering Companies, and Engineers Joint Committee Documents, Joint Contract Documents Committee. I've reviewed it, read every page, and recommend that we enter into that contract. It's necessary for us to get $1.8 million to upgrade our sewer system. So this is the first step of that upgrade.
What did it cost us for every page you read?
I did it in an hour. Yeah, I did. I sat down.
I'm just teasing. Next, what's the pleasure of the board on resolution 24-586?
Make a motion, we adopt 24-5.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Call roll.
Kathy Griffin,
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
James Griffin.
Yes.
Ken Lester.
Yes.
Doug Tippett.
Yes.
Michael Walker.
Yes.
Dennis Terry.
Next, we have resolution 24-587, a resolution approving pass-through funding for sewer connection. You want to tell us what that's about, Chris?
Yes, sir. As background, Cardinal Glass has asked that they be permitted to send us their sanitary waste for sewage treatment, not industrial, only from bathrooms within the plant. Jason Snap is here from Mattern and Craig Engineering to answer any questions that the board might have. But in order for them to get a sewer line from the plant, it's a force main line, from the plant to our sewer line, they have to go under the railroad bridge. And that's what's being
Above the railroad, it'll
Well,
be hung on the new roadway bridge.
It's under the bridge across the road. And it has to be part of a contract that TDOT is letting to a subcontractor or letting to a general contractor to build a new bridge. We have agreed to facilitate Cardinal's payment to TDOT by passing the money through our bank account. And I'll read the entire resolution. That whereas the Tennessee Department of Transportation, TDOT, has undertaken steps to commence construction of a new bridge on Cardinal Way near Churchill, Tennessee, and Cardinal FG Greenland Plant has expressed its desire to connect to the Churchill sanitary sewer system for the handling of non-industrial waste. And whereas TDOT requires prior planning and prepayment for the installation of utilities on bridges as they are built, and Cardinal FG has agreed to pay for the cost of sewer line installation on the new bridge through the City of Churchill. Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Churchill shall receive from Cardinal FG the sum of $217,060 and shall pay all those funds to TDOT in order to facilitate the sewer line installation. Payment to TDOT shall be made as soon as possible upon receipt from Cardinal FG, but in no event later than June 10th, 2024. This will be by electronic funds transfer to our account, and then we would expect the same to TDOT.
Pay them.
Well, is there any kind of regulations on what goes into that? How do we know that it's not gonna be industrial waste?
Because we had it tested, and they pay for testing.
Okay.
It's like we do other industries. We have a motion for resolution 24-587.
Will we adopt?
We have a motion to adopt, like second. Discussion?
All right, you know I'm the one that always has dumb questions, so here we go.
None or none.
Why does it have to go from Cardinal Glass to us to them?
Good question.
TDOT requires it to go through a municipality. TDOT will not deal with a private individual like that, is the
Okay.
reason.
That was a simple answer.
Yeah.
That's what I understood.
There you go.
I asked the same as you did.
Yes.
So you're not alone. So,
What are they doing right now? I'm assuming septic right now.
they got their own package.
They have their own package plant. They're treating their own waste.
Doesn't Holliston Mills do that same thing?
Mhm.
I thought they did. Have their own sewer plant.
We got any more discussion?
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Steve Gibson,
Yes.
Dana Shrewsbury,
Yes.
Ben Webster,
Yes.
Doug Tipton,
Yeah.
Michael Douglas,
Yes.
Liz Still.
Aye. We got anything else? Any y'all? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Sure.
Have a second? All in favor say aye. Aye.